Have you ever wondered what really separates a cool idea from a company that actually lasts? It's not just one magic ingredient. It's really about tackling a whole series of challenges head-on. Today, we're going to walk through that exact journey, the core problems that every single business has to solve to survive.
I mean, that's the big question, right? What does it really take? It's so much more than just having a brilliant idea. It's about systematically working your way through a set of make-or-break challenges where each one you solve kind of unlocks the next level.
And I really mean it when I say it's a journey. These aren't just random hurdles. Think of them more like a series of checkpoints you have to pass through. Each one is a crucial step that helps turn a simple thought into a real, living, breathing company.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start right at the beginning with the why, the conflicting goals of a business. Then we'll move into the physical stuff, the bricks and mortar. After that, we'll talk about funding it, organizing your people, actually finding your customers, and finally, how to deal with all the rules and regulations.
Okay, so first things first, before you even think about renting an office or hiring anyone, you have to answer the most basic question of all. What is the point of this business? What are you trying to achieve? It sounds so simple, but right here at the very start is where the first major conflict pops up.
And here is that conflict in a nutshell. On one hand, you want to maximize profits, right? That usually means higher prices and bigger margins. But what if your main goal is to grab as much market share as you can? Well, to do that, you often have to slash your prices and pour money into quality to attract tons of customers. See the problem? Those two goals are in a constant tug of war.
So this is the very first strategic test for any founder. It's not about just picking one goal. The real trick is to find that delicate, intentional balance between them. And believe me, the way you decide to balance profit versus growth will influence literally every other decision you make down the line.
So, once you've figured out your why, it's time to get into the what and the where. This next part is all about taking those abstract goals and giving them a physical shape. It's time to draw up the actual blueprint for your operation.
And this brings us to a classic business problem. Let's say you're making wooden tables. Do you build your factory way out in the country, right next to the forest where the wood is cheap? Or do you set up shop in the middle of a big city, closer to all your potential customers, but where rent is sky high?
The right choice here is a really tricky calculation. You've got to weigh everything: the cost of your workers, your rent, shipping costs. You're basically trying to solve a puzzle. You need to balance how close you are to your supplies against how close you are to your customers, all to find that one sweet spot that's the most economical. And it's not just about where you put your business. It's about how big you start. Are you going to be a small, nimble speedboat that can turn on a dime? Or are you aiming to launch as a massive, powerful cargo ship built for scale right from the get-go? That choice takes a really honest look at what you're truly capable of.
Okay, so you've got your blueprint. You know where you're going to be and how big you're going to be. Now for the fun part. You need the fuel to get this engine started: money. And at this stage, having a solid financial plan is, well, it's absolutely non-negotiable.
It's a very logical process. You can't just go ask for a big pile of cash. You start by figuring out exactly how much you need based on your plans. Then, you have to be realistic about your sales and costs to project your potential profit. Only after you have all those numbers can you figure out the best way to get that money, like how much to borrow versus sell an equity, and map out a timeline for when you'll need it.
All right, the plan is funded. Now the focus shifts from spreadsheets and floor plans to the most complicated, unpredictable part of any business: the people. How in the world do you take a bunch of individuals and turn them into a single, efficient team that can actually get the job done?
This is where organizational structure comes in. Think of it like the skeleton of your company. It's the blueprint that shows who reports to whom, who's in charge of what, and how information is supposed to flow. Without a clear structure, you just have a crowd. With one, you have an organization.
A good structure is basically your defense against chaos. It's about being smart and creating order. You divide up the work into specialized jobs, you group those jobs into logical departments, and this is key. You make sure every single person knows exactly what their job is and who their boss is. It's all about clarity.
But here's the catch. You can have the most beautiful, perfect org chart in the world, but it's totally useless if the people don't want to work together. The human side of things, getting people to cooperate, managing disagreements, keeping everyone motivated, that's a constant, messy, and absolutely vital challenge that can sink even the best laid plans.
Okay, the machine is built. It has fuel in the tank, and it's got a crew ready to go.
So now the entire operation has to pivot and turn its attention outward. It's finally time to go find your customers.
And let's be crystal clear about this. Marketing is not just about making some cool ads. It is a straight-up matter of survival. It's like a bridge that you have to build between your company and your customer. If you can't get your product across that bridge, the whole thing falls apart. It's that serious.
And to build that bridge, you have a few key tools at your disposal, what marketers call the 4 Ps. You've got the product itself, its quality, its brand. You've got to have a smart strategy for your price. Then there's promotion, how you're going to tell people about it. And finally, place. How are you actually going to get it into your customer's hands?
So we've come to our last big challenge. And honestly, this one never really goes away. Your business doesn't exist in a vacuum. It operates inside this huge, dense ecosystem of laws, rules, and government regulations.
And the thing you have to get about legal compliance is that it's not a one-and-done task you check off a list. Nope. It's this constant thing, kind of like a shadow that follows your business every single day of its life, from the moment it opens to the day it closes.
And this web of rules is just vast. It covers everything you can imagine. Taxes, keeping proper records, environmental laws, rules about how you pay people. Messing up in any one of these areas isn't just a small mistake. It can be a genuine threat to your company's existence. So as you can see, building a business is this incredible journey. It starts with this really abstract question of, why are we doing this? And then it gets more and more concrete. Building the physical space, organizing the people, connecting with the market, all while trying to follow the rules of the road. Which leaves me with one last question for you. Now that you've seen the whole map laid out, from defining the mission all the way to navigating the legal maze, if you were starting a business tomorrow, which one of these challenges would you focus on first? What do you think is the real, true cornerstone of it all?